Considering joining Highland Broadband and wondering if they're any good? Today, we've reviewed this broadband provider to see if you should join them based on their download and upload speeds, value for money, customer service, and more. But before we begin, thanks to 3 for sponsoring this video. Their 5G hub deals offer a simple, cheap way to get online with fast download and upload speeds from our testing. So make sure to click the link in the description to the 3 home broadband coverage checker and put in your postcode here to see if you can get their 5G hub deals at your address at the moment. So Highland Broadband is a full fibre broadband network that has their own infrastructure separate from BT Openreach or any other provider. As the name implies, Highland Broadband is focused on the Scottish Highlands, so their service isn't available throughout the whole UK or Scotland, though there is a bit of coverage around Edinburgh as well. To see if you can get Highland Broadband at your address, click the link in the description to their website and put your postcode in here to check availability on your street. Highland Broadband is mostly focused on delivering fast internet with not much in the way of add-ons or extras compared to the bigger providers. These are the 4 different packages available at the moment, each of which comes with a 24-month contract, though there is the option of a 12-month contract for a more expensive price if you want. There is a landline calling option you can choose to include, which gives you anytime calls to UK numbers, which is good, but it can be a bit expensive depending on the Highland Broadband plan you buy. There's also an add-on with Wi-Fi extenders to help you get better signal throughout the house, which is included for free on their fastest plan. Apart from that though, there's not much in the way of other add-ons or extras included with Highland Broadband. There's no cable TV add-on, for example, but this is fairly typical for an independent full fibre broadband provider like Highland. Highland Broadband speeds are really good for a few different reasons. The first is they're very consistent, as we'll explain a bit more about in the customer service section, meaning any sort of dropout or slowdown is quite rare. Second, their maximum speeds are really amazing, at 5000 megabits, with symmetrical downloads and uploads. This is faster than most other broadband providers on the market, even in major cities like London and Manchester, which brings us on to the third reason we like Highland Broadband speeds, and that's they're delivering this performance in some quite remote areas, which is really good to see. In some of the areas they service, Highland Broadband could have probably got away with just delivering 1000 megabit download speed without symmetrical uploads, and they probably still would have been the fastest provider in most of these locations. So with symmetrical speeds and a 5000 megabit package, Highland Broadband has really gone above and beyond here. Highland Broadband is really clear about the router they supply on each of their packages, which is good to see. In the last few videos, 1 or 2 providers we reviewed supply routers from brands you've never heard of, and make you kind of guess what exact model you'll receive, making it hard to know if you'll need to supply your own router or not. But that's not a problem with Highland Broadband. You get Wi-Fi 6 routers as a baseline, even on their cheaper plans, which come with 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, which is good to see, as well as a separate WAN port, and a good range of software options as well. On the gigabit broadband plan, you get a fairly similar bit of kit, except it has a 2.5 gigabit WAN port, and on Highland's most expensive plan, you get this really overkill Wi-Fi 7 router with a 10 gigabit WAN and LAN port, and 3 more gigabit LAN ports. These routers, especially the ones on the more expensive plans, perform really well. They're quite good quality units, made by a fairly reputable brand, and they'll deliver good Wi-Fi speeds and signal over distance. Though if you have a lot of brick internal walls, or a really big house, and you're getting one of the 3 cheaper plans, you might like to add on Highland's Wi-Fi extender bundle to get more mesh Wi-Fi nodes to use around the house. Though, as we touched on before, the cost of this will begin to add up over time if you're on the Essential 150 plan. £10 a month is obviously £240 over the life of the contract, which is quite a lot, so for that price, you might want to buy your own router and mesh kit. Highland Broadband isn't the cheapest altnet on the market, but we still think they offer good value for money. Assuming you're getting the discounted pricing that they're showing on here at the moment, these monthly costs are pretty reasonable. If we compare to EE Broadband, for example, their nearly a gigabit plan is £38 a month, a fair bit cheaper than Highland Broadband's £50 a month, but EE's upload speeds are a lot lower than Highland Broadband's, about 90% lower actually, and they also have mid-contract price rises of £4 a year when we're recording this. With Highland, the price will stay at this for the life of the contract, And the other thing to consider is, Highland Broadband is delivering service in some very remote areas, so it's kind of natural that it costs a bit more compared to buying broadband in a major city. Click the link in the description to the Highland Broadband website and put in your postcode here to see what deals they're offering when you're watching this, and to see if their prices are reasonable at the moment. Another strength of Highland Broadband is their customer service. Their support team is UK based and helpful when you need them, and according to their customers, the service is very reliable. It's hard to find any complaints about dropouts or those sorts of issues with Highland Broadband, and the installation process is also quite smooth. There will be a bit of work required to get you connected most of the time, but normally they can book you in pretty quickly, and Highland Broadband's engineers are knowledgeable and professional, and they don't generally leave a huge mess or try to rush things, leaving the installation visible, which is good to see. If you're a Highland Broadband customer, let us know in the comments what you think about their customer service. Overall, we really like Highland Broadband, and we think it's a great thing they exist for the communities they service. They offer really fast speeds, including fast uploads, in areas with historically some of the worst broadband in the UK. Their range of add-ons is quite good for a smaller provider, and their customer support is also quite good. So click the link in the description to the Highland Broadband website and put in your postcode here to see if you can get their service at your address when you're watching this, and to find out what deals they're offering at the moment. And if you have any questions about Highland Broadband or choosing a provider more broadly, let us know in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.